beautiful ether for those who are catching the replay of this. I am still trying to organize in here. Let me pull y'all down a bit. Y'all are way up there. What can you see? Okay, I'm gonna find this real quick. Collect myself. Also, I found the Panda Views that Will got me. These are my favorite contraption. I don't know why I never thought of these existing. I knew about the Keychains. I have one laying around here somewhere. Really big in like the 60s and 70s, especially with 35mm film. Well, I guess pretty much, well, the bigger size too. Anyways, what was I saying? I didn't think about something like this existing, so I'm just gonna, oh yeah, I'm still looking for us. Okay. Let's see. 35mm film, well, I guess. Okay. Well, bigger size too. Anyways, alright, so this is her, and this is Panda View, and it's got these two little leopards. Can't believe I'm just sitting here with the volume full blast. It's got these two little, and you just squeeze on. Is there one? Okay. Oh, hold on. Ready? Well, I don't want it to just force its way open. What did I do? What did I do? Oh, there's bottom things. Okay. So there is bottom things. So, whoop. And you put your little slide in here. This little slide. This is my favorite slide, actually. I can't remember where I found it. It might have been a yard sale. But let's see if you can see that. Let me kind of anchor my hands because I have really shaky hands. Let's see. It's coming up to the scene right now. Hold on. Patience is a virtue. Oh yeah. You kind of see it. Isn't that neat? Panda View by Giraffe. I love it. Favorite contraption. I have 3 of them. And I'm just further like chiseling out kind of workspaces, and so everything is ready at all times. I make a little bit of everything, so my idea is to try to have, and it's just one little room, so yeah, my idea is to kind of make stations, musical chairs, but with craft supplies, if you will. These are my special waters. I have to put lids on it. This is the first rain of May, and this is just some good old rainwater. If you're gonna paint with water, might as well make it special water. Oh yeah. I have these little giraffe things I never finished. It was a kit, and I'm supposed to now wrap it in yarn. Maybe I'll do that in a second. Because I haven't made anything in the last day or two because I've been trying to get this all situated, and anything I don't think I'm going to use to try to do a few destashes. Can't go wrong with pipe cleaners, so that's fun. Let me try to... I have some pastels and some not pastels, primaries. If y'all have any ideas, I'll look up online pipe cleaner crafts. I really want to find this book I had when I was a kid. Well, I didn't have it. I rented it. It was like the only book that I rented over and over again from the Lake Worth Library. There's 2 books actually. There's this big book on costumes from like the 10s to the 70s, because I think that's when the book was made, and the cover was plastic, and it had that really awful yellowing like old library, like plastic covering it. It was a really intensely inspiring book for a young gal to have. I was already really into design and like sewing, so it was kind of like a Bible of sorts. And the other book was rainy day crafts or rainy day activities. And we were dirt poor, so I never had any of the supplies, but I would always just like read through the directions and instructions or ingredients or like the components you need. This I kind of, oh wait, no, this isn't what I got. What did I get? I got a magic sand kit from Walgreens like other week. It was like $2, but anyway, my mom got this for the neighbor's son, and it just fell behind the closet, and this was years ago. They've since moved, so I found it in her closet, and of course she didn't mind if I grabbed it, so I'm excited to do. I wanted to try to see what happens if I put resin and Play-Doh, but I don't know where I should put like little kits. I always pick them up. This was like on sale for 75 cents at Walgreens. I always end up at Walgreens. I call it like the human gas station. Where are kits going to go? They're going to go here now. And this is another good find. Camp Hoochie Coochie pencil wrapping kit. And it's just that rubber string that we used to make lanyards and keychains with. So that, this is a good example of something I can't bring myself to open because it's just so strange. Camp Hoochie Coochie, and the logo is a mosquito. Geogami, of course, highly recommend. This was on sale for like $5 at Barnes & Noble or Borders. I can't remember which one. They're long since shut down, but that is a really fun pastime. I still have one of the cranes hanging up here. I made nowhere near 1,000, or is it 1,000,000? But I made 3. I want to learn how to make nuns. I went to the Murakami Museum, which is a Japanese garden here in Florida, and we did the origami class, and we learned to make little nuns. And for a good week or 2 after, I was making nuns out of everything. I went to a Catholic school, so it was like my attempt at brownie points, maybe. The school actually tried to have me kicked out when I was in 2nd grade. What could a 2nd grader do in Catholic school? I told them God didn't exist and aliens created the world and we are aliens. Thank you, Dad. My dad used to do irrigation, and we were driving back from a job and it was very late, and anytime there was a carnival, he would stop me by it, so like sitting in the truck all day was worth it. And long story short, I saw something weird in the sky, which was probably a plane, and that's when he decided to tell me that we are aliens and aliens created the world, and among other things. So naturally the next day I told the teacher that, and she happened to be the most religious teacher there. Her name was Miss Grabinski, and she was there for like 27 years, and they used to have like nuns. 100%. My lipstick, I love this stuff, but it just, I don't really wear makeup. I only wear lipstick because I love it. But I just don't like makeup because I don't like feeling stuff on my face, and so yeah, it's just, I don't know. I need recommendations as far as lipstick. I found Shiseido does matte now, and they have a really beautiful red, so I think I'm going to go for that because that sounds heavenly. I don't like the stuff I usually use is the ink crayons from Maybelline. Got it one day because I didn't have anything on me, and it ended up being more enjoyable and longer lasting than like Dior's 999, which I used to use that. It lasts me like so long, and that's all I have as far as makeup. But yeah, and it's like I like the number, and anytime I hear it, like grab it, like alien sex fiend pops into my mind. So worth it all around. And like you get to feel Gucci for like one moment, but long story short, what was the story anyway? I forgot. Oh, Maybelline ink crayons. They're legit, and they come in a lot of different shades of reds. That's what I go for anyway. Let's see. Yeah, just feel it. So, every time I turn the camera on, I get really discombobulated. So I'm kind of figuring out where I left off. Here's a good example of one of the flowers I dried, though. It got a little smushed, but you see it kept the shape, the color, and everything. Oh, some resin on that. I'm just gonna keep it like that for a second. Okay. I tried to make paint the other day. It didn't work. I frosted the glass with sandpaper, but I'm not gonna give up on it. I'm just gonna try a few different things. And I know I didn't do the watercolor medium right. I rushed it. I have all these mica colors, and I've been dying to use them for something. And yeah, not every craft or experiment is a success. I guess is what someone could get from that. Any bags like this I've been emptying if there's not much in it and putting aside, because I'm sure I'll find something that needs to be grouped together. Okay, this is a very old monster can that I found in the corner. Since this is such a wide shelf, I can never get to the backs of things, and sometimes I'll be up here because like all my wax and stuff and like different mediums are up there. Candle molds, I like making my own candles. What else is up there that's normal? I guess there's candle stuff. Yarn, I guess I could show you. You could kind of see. Oh, maybe not. But there's all the candle stuff, because that's something I really feel like everybody should learn how to do. And you don't need a candle mold. You really don't. You can use anything. My favorite candles, I used a measuring cup that I wasn't using anymore for food. And just because it was this nice, like, cylindrical size, too. I keep measuring cups even when they are not, like, food-looking anymore. Or not food-looking, because I'm always measuring various stuff. I have to get all this down without unplugging everything. That's gonna be... Oh, I have an idea. In order to create order, you must maybe go through a little disorder. I don't know, I'm sure that works like that. Oh yeah. This witch makes house calls. I found this wonderful travel thing. So I keep all my little traditional herbs and resins and places to burn them, and of course candle sticks. I made this, and it was just an ode, a personal thing. Poppet, if you want to look into that. They're called poppets. You can use them for a lot of things, even just like a fidget or just to make something cool, like, and traditional and like historical. This is nice. Very simple, ancient method of divination. I'm infatuated with this stuff. It's very interesting to me. So what it is, it's white beans and black beans. So I think I use black eyed peas, right? And black beans. And or even amount of each. And you ask it a yes or no question. And you pick out if it's black, it's no. If it's white, it's yes. Or you could decide which one you want it to be. And yeah, and if you want more clarification, you could pick more than one, or just dump them all and see, not dump them all, but see which one has the majority. And yeah, very interesting little thing there. I think I also make pendulums. This one was kind of my ode to the ancients. See how I use this spiral? This is my favorite one. Cowrie. It's like a little kind of pulley looking thing. But I make all different kinds. This one has a butterfly and this argon point. I got a little bit being in the packet. And some argon on here. And this one actually was Amanda's from her waffle. I still kept it aside. And it's rose quartz, carnelian, and hematite. Or hemalite, I think. Because hematite's the natural one, methinks. Here's the crucifix that was on my grandpa's casket, I think. Even if it wasn't, it's still very near and dear to me because it was definitely his. Okay. Well, let's just piece this stuff in there. Of course. These are Japanese musket balls my grandpa found in Okinawa. He was there after conflict, and he was a photographer. He was a military photographer, and my grandma was a military developer. So she developed his film, if you know what I mean. He developed his roles. Troll. I don't want to put my hair up. Or like down up, you know. Somewhere I have a bag of rubber bands. Can you help me find the bag of rubber bands? I wish. And it just like starts glowing. Nope, those are lemon bay leaves. Lemon bay rum leaves. wants a few. They're pretty sweet. Oh man. This is why I'm like organizing though, because I use everything at once. Like if I'm making a crochet top, I'm also making resin pieces for the top, and maybe stitching some beads on it. And so I like having everything accessible, and that's why it's always so chaotic, but it's necessary for my creations to go smoothly. That's what I tell myself every day. I did just use them. Alright, so in this situation, I have to forget about that and move on to something else. This is my little pot I use to melt wax for candles. So I'm gonna put it actually in the pantry somewhere. I'll melt all that stuff out and have a little craft area. We're working on a little herb area because I make so many things with herbs, incense especially. I have a few cones left. Where are they? I just saw them. I'll keep an eye out. They were all like the last 3 anyway. And they weren't looking so hot because I stepped on them a few times. But I found a chocolate mold, and so I've just been making my own incense cones. And I make it with Mexican dream herb, which is used traditionally by the Chantal people of Mexico for astral projection, dream recall, and a few medicinal uses too. I advise you do your own research on it, but it grows like a trooper here in Florida, and I really like turning it into incense. I like self-burning incense. I do make loose leaf, but self-burning is where it's at, and the incense cones, because they're pretty cool. And I can make them downpour too. You just drill a hole like 3/4 of the way through, and then they're downpour. Downpour are the ones that you put on those like waterfall burners and the smoke goes down. I'm gonna fix my lipstick because this stuff is driving me nuts. shall be right back. Gonna go give Pig Boy a snack. I shall return. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. Oh, shoot. It's getting chilly, and after feeding Pig Boy, I couldn't find my jacket. So I put on this jacket, and I wanted that jacket. I did just find this, isn't this sweet? I used to have so many corduroy jackets. I thought I was a little poet back in the day. Walk around in corduroy jackets, stuff like that. So this was just a basic, like really dark wash, like really early 2000s. I'm sorry, I didn't know it was gonna come back so hard. I would have saved it for somebody out there. But anywho, I always cut the label off so you don't get like this big patch of darkness. And I just did basic, you know, did the tie like that and a few other places. And it bleached perfect. I love it. I absolutely love it. And then I replaced the buttons with these beautiful flower bud, really old, it's not brass. It feels like a plastic thing, so it might not even be that old. But I love how, I just love the folk, it's just, they're really well done in my opinion, the design. And these are all shell buttons. Buttons. I collect shell buttons, so I have a huge box full of them. And I add them to just about everything. And then I add some different ones on the little flaps. I still have to add the ones on the sleeves, but for another day. I probably should do that, actually. I've been wearing it without it, though. I really love it. Anything that you have a stain, or maybe you just don't like it as is, give high-dye, or reverse tie-dyeing a go. It saved so many clothes of mine, and they ended up being my absolute favorites. I could grab one of the ones I did. It was a blue sweater, and the bleach lifted, so it became blue and purple. And this, this is Walmart fabric that was purple. Bleach turned fuchsia. It's really cool to me. I'm sure to a lot of people that can appreciate that. And it was so easy. Look at it's really wrinkled, but look at how legit the designs are and how detailed they're. It was so easy. This one it was no pattern. Or any form of symmetry. But it's very easy. And you could do that for sheets or make a dress like out of that. It would be really nice. And everything looks different. Some things will fall apart, but anything like colored cotton will do you good in some bleach. And you could start with like 1 part bleach, 3 parts water, and then slowly get a sense for it. Some things, if they don't bleach, like some things the color won't budge. And like American Apparel is great for reverse dyeing, but I had one of the like skater skirts from like forever ago. I got it for like $5 on Amazon, and the black wouldn't budge. It was just getting kind of like not gooey, but like strange texture. So I ended up rinsing it off and then leaving it in the sun for, gosh, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And it turns into this beautiful amber, black, red, amber. It's really beautiful. And I wear that skirt all the time. But that's one of many ways that you could really put some new life into clothes. And of course, embroidery. I've been working on this shirt. I mean, I started this like 8 years ago. What am I talking about? I'm not currently working on it. But it's kind of cool. It's back when I had no yarn, only like a few balls here and there. And I just tried any technique. It's cool to look back on. But shirts that have like holes and stuff in them. And this is a nightgown that I am actually working on. It's got little Miss Audrey, airplane, and some flowers. I want to cover it, make it really heavy with stitching. And it's just an old white nightgown or something. Okay, anyway, back to business. I never found the rubber bands. Should have put them up here. Oh, wow, cool. I found them. I wasn't even going to move that. Very cool. This isn't exactly my style of wrapping paper. My parents had a bunch of it. They were going to throw it away. So I decided to scoop it up because if I want to paint, I do large painting, pour painting, drip painting, messy painting. Hello, I'm ready. And I'll keep the ones that are new in the thing because it's good for like friends or children. Oh no, where's my... Oh, there you go. It's my grandmother's... Yeah. It's not a political message, it's just my grandma. She's from Minnesota. Well, she is no longer with us. No, I'm too hot for a jacket. Am I experiencing hot flashes? Okay, Google. Just kidding. Should be like, oops, I'm here. I'm always here. Sorry to turn my back on y'all. Trying to do some braids. If anybody has any ideas what to do with this length hair, If you're having a bad day, just Google Po Pee Po guy, and it's the greatest thing in the world. It brings like tears of pure joy. Po Pee Po is a song by a Japanese pop singer named Kiari Pamu. I haven't seen or heard the name in years, so I'm probably way off. But it's one of the cutest songs, the most catchy songs ever. I am not adverse to the adorable. That's better. I didn't want to put my hair up. Why, hello, Mr. Self-Destruction. I am, again, organizing in here because I haven't finished yet, and I make a little bit of everything, so I'm going to try to make stations to make a little bit of everything. And, because right now it's not working. If I make something, I have to pull out a bunch of stuff, and then it's all over the floor, and then I work in this tiny spot. Rarely does everything go back, and so now I'm trying to make it kind of like a buffet. A buffet, that's it. I was saying musical chairs for craft supplies, but buffet works too. Because I have all kinds of crap and I'm not using it. Like a bag full of shitty, crappy clay, but I can use it to make really easy candle holders. And coat it with resin for, like, to turn it into a plastic. I found this old plate holder. I guess it's to store plates. And now I'm using it for all of my creations. Are my good things in here? No. Oh, here's a neat one. I have to sand it up, but I made this. Legit ring, right? I made it with a 1960s mirror, a brass mirror, and I think I have a piece somewhere. Oh, I do. A brass mirror and a micro torch. Oop, ow, that's sharp. This is literally what I cut it out, this brass piece from a mirror again. I keep it on the vise because I bend a lot of wires, like, really close to the beads, and it's either, like, I have a permanent, like, divot in my finger, or I bend it on this, and it's been a life-saving little, setup. Because I bend the wires awfully close to get them onto, like, that's a bad example. Her, that sounds familiar. Of course the movie comes up. What have I listened to a lot of? Well, let's face it, obviously I'm a Smiths person, but Pinback is one band that I don't find a lot of people who know who they are, but a lot of their songs tiptoe on, like, conspiracies and, like, sci-fi almost. They're brilliant. Pinback. It's mainly, like, bass and small sounds. I love it. It's, like, methodically, melodically, mathematical. Why does that sound familiar? Maybe it's a song. Or a band. I don't know. I am quite, that sounds weird. I'm quite absorbent for music. I'm always looking for recommendations because I definitely listen. I know like people say they listen to everything and anything, but typically I do, and if I hate it now, it'll be like my jam tomorrow. Just depends on what mood I'm in. And so, I mean, that's why I have like so many different like types of clothing and stuff. Like you have to have an outfit for every personality, because you never know. Every day is different. And I think that's kind of how I learn, like, all that I try to learn is, like, I find whole packages, if you will. Like, when I was learning the Mexican huichol stitch, was all, like, that I was listening to was different, like, as, different incredible sounds coming from Mexico. Same thing with anything though, tools, supplies, games. I try to absorb a lot of different stuff. I have a slight fear of boredom and sleeping, so I like to keep myself busy, and the more like activities, I feel like can't go wrong. Rubber bands for tie-dye. I do not use these for anything except tie-dye really, because, and my hair obviously, but tie-dye, if you use them like a week later here in Florida, it's all melted to your stuff. I also have a bag of resistors. I got these when Radio Shack closed. I was gonna get a ton of those breadboards. I didn't know about them. I really wanted to, I don't know why I wanted them. They look kind of like 70s and retro and really fun. It's like an electric puzzle. But I did get a ton of resistors, and I was making all kinds of jewelry with them until I realized it was lead. So I stopped making jewelry out of them. I don't know how big of a deal it is, but I wanted to not have lead jewelry. But they're so darn pretty. Like those blue ones, they're just holding up. Highly approved. This and that's a basket of fake flowers. Pretty, pretty plastic flowers. Okay. I had no choice but to designate this like a bead table. That's my paper cutter. It was my grandpa's. It works like a charm. And that's another thing. I have to make a shipping area. So I was going to make the sewing station double as my packaging area, and then have a painting desk. And because also I want to start doing lives with a couple of friends of mine. So yeah, getting everybody out there, just putting everybody on blast. It had to be done. I know so many people that are genuinely incredibly talented, and they don't have a YouTube or anything like that, and that's not like whatever. It's just I do have a YouTube now, and I might as well get other people involved. Like my friend Amanda. If you go on my website, subtropicalbotanica.com, you'll see her posts, which are absolutely brilliant. She has 2 so far, and they're incredible. They make my website that much better, and it brought it back to life. Because between YouTube and making little custom orders, and my mommy, and Pig Boy, and plants, and everything in between, I've been slacking on like blog posts and stuff like that. And content in general. My phone is absolutely full of memory. I still haven't edited the St. Augustine footage together, but within the next few days, I think I'm getting a MacBook Air, an old one. I wanted an old one because it has like things I could plug stuff in, and just, I don't know, it was preferred, and I knew it was gonna be way cheaper. I don't need anything more than somewhere to type and to edit videos together quickly, and to hoard pictures. But I didn't have that. I don't have that currently. Here's another one that's scrap metal. The brass is bezel wire, bezel tape I did get on Etsy. And it's just some eBay stones, and then this is rose quartz from one of my mom's like mismatched earrings. And I put metal on only half of it to give it kind of like a sundown effect or something. And of course I do a lot of resin stuff. Like this one, you know the Spanish lottery tickets? I think they're specifically from Mexico, but Loteria. I love the art on it because it's just like tarot art or any like typical symbolism. And so I made a resin ring with the hand in the world. Wow, the world is in your hand. Did I already think about that or no? I don't know. I like making these beaded ones out of just beads that get left on the desk after projects. And this one actually was invented out of necessity. I needed something to carry jewels of opar seeds around the yard, so while I'm pulling weeds, I could be planting that, because I have a ton of seeds, and they're really tiny. So if anybody wants jewels of opar seeds, definitely don't hesitate to ask, because I'm trying to get this to as many people as possible. Just a pinch of them, you'll have beautiful plants. They could grow to be really small or pretty big. It's a succulent-like plant with edible leaves, highly medicinal, and has been used in Chinese medicine for thousands of years, for anemia namely. And it has these beautiful little purple flowers, like a fuchsia, pinkish purple, that open around 5 or 6 p.m., like 4 to 6 we'll say, and the jewels are, after they flower, they make these little like berries or jewels, and it's just packed with seeds. And as soon as they dry, you pop them, and there's like 45 seeds in your hand. And they're bright orange and red, the seed pods. So imagine the pinkish purple flowers with orange and red like berries. It's one of the most beautiful plants. I fell in love with it. I was walking home from the library in like Worth years ago, and I still lived over there, over and over there. I miss like Worth. It's such a quaint little town. Anyway, but yeah, it's just a glass bottle. And scrap wire, scrap teeth. But I was passing by and they're having a plant sale. It's one of those towns that they always are having little art sales, plant sales, different vendors in the square, and they have an old clock in the square and everything, and it's right by the bridge to go to the beach. It's a really cool little place. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I saw a goji berry tree and those guys. And I got the goji berry tree and the jewels of opar. And I just couldn't believe that the jewels of opar existed in the first place. And that the goji berry tree was packed with berries. Absolutely packed. Like, I had enough, like, bringing it home, because they were all ready to come off, to fill, like, a 2J's thing. It was beautiful. And I kept it alive for quite a while. It was in a pot. I'm horrible at container gardens, because the watering, I'll forget completely. I'm very scatterbrained, so I'll get it, like, and I can't do, like, I'm not great at repetition. That's why I have all these different crafts, because, like, after a few days of resin, I'm kind of good on it for a while, and then so I'll spend the next, like, few days to a week beating chains for the resin pieces, and then, you know, do something in between. Maybe watercolor doodles for resin, and everything's connected, but, you know what I mean? It's kind of segmented and planned out. Well, not really planned out. It's just like whatever you feel like eating or whatever you feel like doing, or I mean wearing. I meant to say wearing both times, but you know, there's something inside of you that's like, that's what you need. Neat. Okay. is a career hobby as a whole, because like I said, I do make everything, and everything on my website handmade by myself, and even down to like the chain, like I do put a lot of time and effort into everything because I just genuinely enjoy it. And this is about all I can do. I say I can make anything except money. So this year has been a huge shift for me, turning it. I mean, it's been in the works for the last few years, but starting to put myself out there because I finally have like plenty to show and plenty to offer, and I'm ready to, you know, join the world of small businesses. I'm working on getting an RV so I can have a mobile shop. I doubt I will ever have a brick and mortar, just not anytime soon. Maybe in the future, but yeah, so I'm gonna get an RV, and it's going to be a vintage and handmade goods mobile shop / nursery. And my idea is, because I'm probably gonna get one, it's a huge beater up, like, you know, 800. Ooh. Oh, no, no, no. I don't want to miss it. Oh, man, no. Did we miss it? Oops, see that moth? Is he gonna get it? Damn, I don't know if you can see the moth. Yeah, you can see the moth. Is he gonna get... Oh! Oh! He got it! Oop, I shouldn't try to zoom. Oops. Did I zoom? I'm gonna run out and see if I messed up the thing you got. Oh, wait. Did he get it? You see him, right? Ah! Because of this light up here, it attracts all the moths, so I always have a bunch of frogs on the... I love it. Ah! Oh! Did you get that one? Shoot. Oh. He hasn't gotten it yet. I gotta clean my window. Oh, you saw something just fly all the way down. Yeah. I also like to make suncatcher type things. This is the one I made out of marbles, soldered jump rings onto it. Oop. This is my favorite. I made this eye out of some scrap wire and beads. And I do love this tassel. I think it would be a great fan pole. And I started butterfly. I haven't finished it yet. I did this cross the same way with the solder. Whoop. I could put this over here, actually. I got some hot soaps. If anybody out there ever tries to quit drinking coffee, implement hot sauce into your diet. You'll never need coffee again. Hot sauce and like drinking water, like, you know, continuously. Yeah, so I actually grow a ton of different plants, and same thing with Will, that's how we met. I tend to specialize more in like folklore, medicinal plants like that. Like the ones I have available now, I can't see out there. I have some mulberries left, Mexican Dreamer, which is from Will's plant, and let's see, I have a curry leaf tree left, some crinum lilies. Crinum lilies are the ones, you go to your park, they're those huge crinum, C-R-I-N-U-M, lily. Huge plants you'll see everywhere. And when they flower, it's these big, like, thin but massive white flowers, and they come in different colors, purple. When they flower, they turn to bulbs, and they drop to the ground. Around the plants, you'll find a ton of them, even sprouts too. In parks, they just mow them over. On Etsy, they're like 4 for $20, and you could make a killing. They grow in no time at all. So you could have a tiny bulb, and it'll be like this big within a year, and you can sell them for $97 a pop. And if you get them nice and big, over $140. It's incredible. They're worth so much. Same thing with coconut palms. If you find any coconuts, take them home, even if they're brown. Just water them or let them chill in a nice spot. You'll have baby trees, and you can sell those for $25 a pop instantly. if you live next to a cemetery, you could get in with the caretaker and start selling cemetery dirt online for $5 a bag. I'm loaded with side hustle ideas, okay? For every walk of life. I did make this pendulum thing. When I was a kid, I used to steal my dad's beer and cigarettes and bring it to the homeless men downtown Lake Worth. They had the best stories, and I had no friends. And, but he called it a planchette, which later I found out planchette's for a Ouija board, and it's called a pendulum. But anytime I make one, I think of him. Willow was his name. He called himself the hippie from hell. And he had a song. It was, in the dumpster, in the dumpster, you can have yourself a meal. In the dumpster, you can do whatever you feel. In the dumpster, as long as no one squeals, it's a dumpster. It's just a dumpster. Yeah, that was one of his hits. He had a few of them. That's the only one I remembered. And it's my biggest regret not videotaping it, or at least recording it. And the other lad was, I forgot what his name was, but he was somebody I called like Old Red, White, and Blue or something like that, or Old America, because he was in Vietnam, and he actually attested to another story that I heard, how the soldiers used to check for chlamydia with earwax. But, yeah, no, he attested to that. I forgot where I heard that originally. But, and he also said that it was 17 years. And he was a POW. You saw it in his eyes also. And unfortunately, he passed away by biting his tongue in his sleep, and he got an infection. But they were all really great people. Like, my God, I was in, like, high school. And it was really weird. Once, I really wanted this one specific Buffalo Springfield record, and it had Mr. Soul on it. I used to think this was like the most badass song, and it just sounds badass. And I was walking to a friend's house, and all of a sudden, one of my homeless buddies, like, I just brought them like stuff and listened to their stories. It wasn't like I don't know, weird. It wasn't like buying drugs or something off of them. And I would always, like, I made Willow, like, this really cool necklace that had a sterling silver ankh on it and, like, chicken bones and stuff, but they got arrested the next day and they took it from him. And I worked at, like, a few of the restaurants downtown, so it was kind of where I chilled for, lunch breaks anyway, because, yeah, anyway, I'm going into my life story. 2 days at the, anyway, what was I getting to begin with? I have to stop cooking on foil. Oh, so this guy comes out of the bushes and he has one of those like lunch boxes on wheels full of records. And he's like, Jamie, I knew I would run into you. Do you want these? And I said, yes. Because I've been collecting vintage since I was 13 and like avidly wearing it and like wearing really loud clothes, because so they all like thought of me as kind of like this old soul, like hallucination almost, because they knew all the stuff that all the music and stuff like that, and obviously it's how I got a lot of music too. That record was in it. So kismet stuff like that always happens. Why, hello. I am going through everything yet again to try to fully condense it this time, because I have all these, like, this drives me nuts, like, stuff like this. This, obviously, adorable, but what is this? I got this in, like, in those offer up things. I just don't like it. I don't like its presence. This is cool though, because I found out this shape is called a witch's heart, so I'm gonna decorate it with stiffs. And it's the constant little, like, niches of stuff like this that really drive me nuts, and it makes it so it feels chaotic in here. But what I do is I'll put all that safe and sound in a bin, and then on a rainy day, I'll go through it, like anything that's grimy, because some stuff is genuinely very old. Like when I take beads off of garments, I'll put it in a dish soap and shake it and strain it and all that. Oh, this is my grandma's apron. It's got trees. That's me. Oh, Amanda, if you are still here, I have a ton of lemon bay rum leaves. Amelia's Smarty Plants in Lake Worth gave me this huge branch to try to root. They just picked me out of a crowd and was like, do you want these to try to root? And I said, hell yeah. They did not root, but I did grab a lot of leaves from it. And I have another jar of it too. So those are kind of neat to burn. And oh yeah, this is the whole collection of convict inmate beads. I'm brutally grateful for these, but as you can see, I have more than I could ever use in every color. I'm most excited for the pink ones because I've only had one pink, and it was this awful pink. And this pink, which is really nice, but it's pretty well clear when you use them like I do. I use them to add color to like bead, like using a regular bead and then putting one on each side. And it usually comes out, or like this chain like random beads, and it builds really quick, and it's perfectly suitable for, it's better I think for necklaces because it hangs straight, because some of them are quite long. And these are just 3 seed beads on each one. I started using jump rings in between each bead. It adds so much more movement. I kept making chain without that, like this, and it bunches up, but ever since, and I found them on Amazon. So it comes with like a lot. I don't even know how much this would be. These were like $6, and they're really, really perfect. They're strong and already open, so you could quickly tie or put them onto things. And then I got the 6mm. I think those are the perfect 2 sizes. And they're perfect. I got them in silver too, because they'll last me forever. It's one of the only things that I have to buy new is that and head pins, which I'm almost out of, but I have some wire. Kadum leaf. Okay. I wish I had a better spot for this. This is horrible. Oh, West Virginia. Any picture from West... Oh, no, my phone died. Oh, I'm flying blind. Shoot. Is this gonna... I just have to... Okay, I'm so scared. Alright, switch it! Oh, wait, I didn't even have to do that because... Okay, there we go. Oh, I hope I didn't just... Okay, that seems to be... Once I unplugged it, even for a second, and it died. It's heart-wrenching. It's the worst when it happens on Instagram Live because it doesn't save the video. My friend Alvaro and an old friend Alice, who's moved away a few years ago, were on Instagram Live out of nowhere, and it was awesome, and it was all deleted because my phone died. Memories. Alvaro makes really sick art, and he's also a DJ, DJ Funk Boogie, and just absolutely brilliant. He's from Peru, And the art he creates is very reminiscent of, shoot, what is it called? Is it called Patagonia? I'm having a fart of sorts. Just super, 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 super packed full of color. And the patterns are just surreal. And now he's into digital art too. I really want him to make some silk scarves because I think that would be the coolest thing ever. I cannot deny a good silk scarf. You could do anything with them. And they're great gifts. I'm old school, but genuinely. I don't think I've bought in a gift in years, actually. I tend to make everything by hand, even gifts for my dad. Every year that I can't think of anything to make them, like usually I make them maybe Christmas ornament of a fish, anything fish related. But if I can't think of anything, I'll make them fishing lures. And those are really easy. You could do anything with them. That's another reason why I recommend the resin to not only people who craft. Because you put a little resin and just, let's say butterflies right now. A little resin and say the little butterfly. Put some shiny glitter specks or something in it, and then you put the hook right on top, add a dab, hold the light over it, only for a second, you could release with your hands. And you have your own little hook that has a shiny thing on it. I think it's worth knowing, I believe. And that's why I want to work on a book, even if it's just a PDF of all compiled tips and tricks that every trade, crafter, and culture, tradition, like everything worldwide, everything that everybody uses, the ancients. I think it's worth it. Or just have it a forum so people could add their own stuff. I got some porcupine things that has been turned into beads. And again, I have this deer. Today I'm wearing Sailor Mars with I'm so nervous. There's another one. But this one's cool. It's got these really old wooden fruits that keep falling off of this bread, so I'll put them all in one place. And then I found this, and Will said it was like a beehive, and so I'm gonna put bees all up on it. Oh, wanna see the slide? Yeah. Where is? Do you see what I mean though? This room really eats stuff instantly. I just had that little, I know where it is. Yes. So, I'm not sure, let me see. Oh, that's a horrible thumbnail. Okay, I don't know if it's still here, but Will found me these Panda View things, and you could use it to view slides nice and clearly and enlarged. Yeah, no, it would be. That's why I feel like it makes sense to do it online or something, because then just make it a forum. Like an Akashic record for just like techniques to do anything. Because a lot of it, like, I don't know, when you know how to use like any type of supply, I guess that's what it is at the end of the day, and tool, you could use that to make anything, and you're better equipped for any situation or problem. It's a pumpkin in a window. I wonder if it's better if I put the camera all the way on it. Let's see. Well, I'll see it in a second. These are really neat though. Panda View. I'm very into this. this card. There's all these niches because I'll make something and then all the like excess kind of gets shoved in one place. These are parts of chandeliers. For some of my necklaces, I'll put one of the chandelier ones with it, so it's kind of like a set of sorts. I started making stuff with letter beads, so if anybody has any messages that I should put in letter beads, that would be ideal. I made a quote leader for all the confident people out there. Ooh. An 8 that I put onto a safety pin. How fascinating. Green onyx is a really nice stone. It's one of those like juicy greens that you can't describe because it's like a bluish green. Honestly, I didn't like it when I was a kid, but now it's one of my favorite colors. Too much crap. Do you hear that? Is it true that Adidas was sold to the company who owns Futre? Does that mean it's not a German company anymore? I'm incredibly curious and I couldn't really find anything. I did email them. I had to email them as a journalist, but it was just like, I am simply here to inquire if... Yeah, no, I've started to embrace it because, like, obviously, too, I get sucked in the whole seeing everybody's craft area, like, all perfect, and they have, like, custom, you know, furniture and matching jars. I just, I can't work, I wouldn't be able, maybe it would be really cool, like a doctor's office stuff, and, like, everything is there and crisp, but kind of thrive in chaos. Like, I have this burlap. I thought it'd be good for packaging. It was bestowed upon me. And I bought a ton of straws because they were like 9 cents per thing. So, years ago, I made some kites with it, actually. I should grab that. Oh, show my kite. It's seen better days. It's seen better days, but it came out quite good. And it's just this little dusty too. It's made with just tissue paper, like for gifts, and straws and string. I want to hang it back up out there so I don't crush it. I guess I could set it right there. I found this really sweet knife at a yard sale. You could go like that. Also, this is my favorite thing freaking ever. So there's this, what is it called? Oh my god. It's something in sons or something in daughter. Well, it's this, he has a YouTube channel and he does like early American pioneer reenactment stuff. And in the catalog, there's a nutmeg grinder And it holds a nutmeg in here, and then you can grind it. I wanted one so bad. Within a week, I found one at a yard sale. I've never seen one before. And I collect antiques and vintage. There's some things that I've never seen before. Same thing with the candle holder. There was a candle holder in the catalog, and I really wanted one. Found it at a yard sale. Instantly. This is all neat little kitchen stuff because I'm going to start doing videos on how to make incense. So I put all my favorite stuff in here so it's ready to go because I'm going to film it outside. Oh, look at this. Found a little cigar crate at a yard sale. I just don't know what to use it for because of this. Oh, I'll put it on the shelf, Dad. The movers completely squished it. It was horrible because they weren't real movers. They were like, I don't even know, like Werthers. But like Werthers will know what kind I'm talking about. They broke everything. They weren't movers or anything. And like, they were paying and all that. It was just like a friend's son and somebody else. And like all my great grandma's plates, like vases, the really iridescent opalescent glass, all the cool like vintage antique kitchen stuff got absolutely decimated. So this was the surviving pieces. And now it's full of glass bottles. Cram a corner, that's for sure. I briefly got into, it's called tambour, Tambour, and it's a way of beading and putting sequins on. So when you see sequins on something, it's tambour. And I did a few little things, an eye, heart, with beads to test that out. What is that? Oh, see it? No, it does. But I think the rest came out pretty legit, or like 80s looking. Tambour. It's essentially a small crochet needle that you string all the beads on a string and you hold it underside the fabric and then you pull the thread up, or if you pull it up, that it gets tacked onto the fabric. Oh, more kids. Oh, it's to make a reindeer. I don't know. I turn into like a soccer mom when I go into dollar stores because of craft kits. Ooh, it's hot in here though. I have to get a fan or something. I'm usually always cold. I'm one of those people, but not right here. I have some more little, this is the sand kit I was talking about earlier. I got it for like $2 at Walgreens. But, hey, hi Miss Christina. Did you get the picture I sent you? Let me see. Oh yeah, you did. There's more where that came from. I found a whole niche. I found this though. Those are pretty sweet. I don't know if you're still here. Well, yeah. I'm just organizing my craft room because it's an absolute. It could be a little more organized. I'm organizing for ultimate world domination. As a friendly reminder, Christina and I used to text in Morse code. got some crayons and some clay and some straws. Perfect. And right next to that, I'll put the Play-Doh and the clay. Hey. Oh, maybe Amanda could help me paint something dope on this. That was a Dollar Tree. I thought it was neat. Perfect because I want to start bending. Eee. This is one of those things, little craft contraptions I find at yard sales. But it's pretty cool. I just take scrap thread, the little pieces, and just wrap it on, and eventually it turns into a really massive, neat, chunky thing. And if you don't know kumihimo or kuhimino, I always get confused, but it's Japanese rope making, and you could do it small scale, and you just use a round piece of cardboard or one of the little foam ones that are pre-made, and you do the same, you just fold the strings over each other, and it eventually turns into like a really beautiful weave. I should have had an example ready, but I don't. I'm trying to get into this drawer. Oh. I like wood burning, but I hardly do it, so I want to do it more. And I found some dice to burn things in. And I see my friend use them, so I figured maybe she will want to make some divination dice. Oh, what's upside down? Oh, there's my... Hey. Q-tips. And wax paper. Those are very... oh, okay. I found some string for like $3 on eBay. More string. This thing? Wait, what TV? Oh, it was? Oh, weird. So the slide itself is, but the picture isn't upside down. This one's my favorite. I don't know if y'all caught this one. This is surgery, and it just has like this massive crucifix at the end of the hall. I wonder what would happen if I just put the whole thing up. Like close. This is Wilson, it has 3 cameras. I'm a very outdated person, so I don't know which one is doing what it's doing. I'm gonna grab that fan now. Holy crap, it's hot. Let's go hot like fan. dark. Will has been trying to burn from floppy to SD card Windows. No, it's not Windows. He's trying to get a old Macintosh from 1980. I'll ask again. I already forgot all the information. I feel like this is gonna make a huge difference. This fan is actually pretty neat. It was my grandpa's, and it's one of those fans. It's supposed to go on a desk, and it doesn't blow your paperwork off. Oh. Ooh, hello. That would have been so bad. That's really dusty though. But I don't have allergies, so I'm not gonna care. Dusty was an understatement. Ew. Can tape work maybe? Yeah. Come on. I'm so glad I don't have allergies, but I do make tinctures for those who do them. That works like a charm. I just don't feel it at all. Minding my hair. Well, it's better than I guess nothing. I got this teacup to make a candle and then I broke it. Oh, I guess I just made a candle with this time. I could burn this. This is one of the first candles I made. What do I look like? 'Cause I'm not kind of like... I'd rather be hot than cold. Okay. I'll have a few more kits too to find more. I just like having always something to do. And Amanda got a ton of glass bottles ready to make some things. I make these little good luck bottles. I can show. This one has a bell on it, but I knew it was gonna dampen the sound, but it's kind of like a rattle. Oh, cute. It's just a good luck thing. It's a Southern tradition money rice, love rice, and it's my intuitive rendition of that. And this one is one of my favorites. It's got a genuine crab blossom on it, and some what is leaking? Oh, this one real quick. This is in preservative. It's a snake tongue. My cat, it can eat a snake. It got the most beautiful snake outside, but I harvested its tongue and put it in here. So I have like this ultra over the top. It's got a cat's eye from the beach. I find them. They're also called Shiva shells, and a little black snake tongue. And this is pretty neat. It's a penny in a glass bottle, so they sealed the penny in it. But it's from 1992. That's when I was born. Everybody knows that. Shut up. Okay. And also, every order comes with Worry dolls. And I make everything, not just pendants. I also do trades and barters, and by trade I mean even like, for instance, flowers that might grow in somebody's area. Just like press some to maybe dry them and put them in like wax paper, and then I will ship something in return. I just like making stuff. I have cinnamon candy in my mouth. So close. It's my Dremel set. I use this for absolutely everything. A recent discovery, I mean, of course they have it. They make little lathes for Dremels. Need it. But I have my eye on a lathe. I'm trying to find a small little lathe to make pens. Pen like blanks. But it has drill press, but it holds your Dremel. It's incredibly nifty and incredibly useful. More beads, see beads. Oh, these look here. I have to find a beading section for seed beads because these are all those really small ones. But I use that to make chain, fringe, tassels. Fishing lures for my dad. Cute little brass garbage can. It's all smushed, but I use it for my hammers. My what's that thing called? Anvil. If I can't get to it, I can't use that. And I'm such a hermit, like reserved type of person. So I used to invite people over just so like I organized my whole house, because I would start like antsily cleaning. I don't know if antsily is a word, but it is now. I tried to carve into this. This must not be the right kind of wood. It was a brand new chisel. Jar. Maybe I'll put the beads in the jar. Where is my bead? this actually. This says shoes. I'm gonna try to repair because it's not easy finding shoes that I like. And I got this leather paint, so I could like really do them up now. I see when I yard sale, I was picking them up. I was pointing at my, that's good. This old bike thing, I don't necessarily need it, but I'm on a mission to find a squeezy thing for it. Stuff just gets forgotten about it. It's covered in sand, wood dust, sawdust. I make sawdust to make the self-burning incense. Fabric I have to mess with. I have a bunch more there, but that's the stuff I really want to use like now. Like my wrench. Weapons. If you like have to go like for a walk, you could put it in your sleeve and just like know you're safe. I don't know if it was a joke, but this van full of like drunk like college dudes, shirtless in bathing suits in Florida, white van pulled over next to me saying grab her, grab her. I don't know if it was like just to scare somebody or whatever. I had a pen in my hand, so I instantly like got into position and then they went away. But like I was just walking to the store and I swerved over and one kid jumped out and another kid was by the door and there was like 6 of them. It could have been like 4 or 5, but a lot of them. And but I always walk with a pen in my hand. So. I'll never not, or if I don't have a pen for whatever reason, I always have a pen. But a rock, I'll find the biggest rock like in a block. Once there was this dude, like really drunk dude, and he was following me, and I said, please fuck off. It's the only time I said fuck off to a stranger. He started chasing at me. He like darted towards me. So I ran in heels, mind you, 3 blocks out of the way, and then down half a block, and then down the alley, and all the way back. Turns out next day, a neighbor says he was banging like a stick or something between 2 houses, and then when the cops finally got there, he said the cop said he found him while he was rolling a dollar bill and putting it into the gas tank of a van that was like a freaking house down from my apartment. Shit was mad. I got stories, y'all. I think this is the drum I burnt out, but I have hopes. Oh, school bag. Look at me go. This is getting sweet because I could like maneuver into things. I'm really afraid of my hair getting caught though. Sharpies. Ooh, okay. I wish. I actually have this. It's just an eBay knife, but anytime I go anywhere, it's not concealed. I mean, it's not sharp or anything, but obviously. And it's just like an $8 eBay knife. I have a few of them, and all of them I decorated. Yeah, so I could put, this was just a locket, and the thing to put on a chain broke off, and then I just used GS Hypo Cement, the best super glue I've ever used. Mismatched 1950s earring, or 60s probably, and rhinestone. Not bad, looks good. Yeah, I like another thing, like when Krista and I were kids, Christina and I were kids, like our toys were like throwing knives from the thrift store, like and throwing axes at the tree, making vampire stakes out of old chair legs to defeat the forces of evil. Like, I so wish I could show you all this picture, but I don't want to get in trouble. You can see it from afar. If I get permission. Oh, yeah. Rivets. Right? It is called rivets. These things, and you hammer, and then you could put like shoelaces on stuff. Perfect. I have a sewing thing. Oh yeah. Got patches. I've been collecting just about everything my whole life, but patches are always neat. Put the patches by the pretty plastic flowers. Oh, this is stuff to, like, wood burning stuff. I got 2 soldering stations. So I gotta start putting them to use again, doing the solderings. I have a ton of stained glass from McMoe in Lake Worth. It was like a really nice stained glass place that you could get all the supplies to make it yourself, but they shut down. And so I have a bunch of shards of like handmade glass, all different colors. Can't figure out how to cut it. My glass cutter won't do anything. I tried to use, the only thing that actually worked was, and I didn't get it at all perfect. I put a piece of a $5 bill. Do you like my original soldering skills? I went from this to this pretty much overnight. And this is still sloppy, but I wanted it to be rustic. And this is just 2 pieces of picture frame glass that I was just testing, so I used a ripped piece of $5 bill I found on the floor. Oh yeah, so the only thing that worked was an old spark plug that I busted the ceramic off of, and that worked 100% better. Here's a baby head or an alien head I started whittling. Coquillage. Just keep making a bigger mess instead of like. Okay, so hair. Oh, string. Hammers. Some for my hair. Drama. And there was one more thing. Oh yeah. I'm looking for a piece of I-beam because this is too small, and I feel like a piece of I-beam will be actually absolutely perfect. But this is serving me well. There's a lot of burrs in it, so it does scar up my pieces, but I make things kind of rustic because, you know, it's self-taught in it all anyway, so it comes out rustic whether I want it or not. The one thing I really want to find is a full dapping set. It's D-A-P-P-I-N-G. Tell me that doesn't look fun as all hex. Yeah, no, I need a better film situation for sure. It actually did something. You don't feel it, so maybe that's the point. It just disperses. I don't know. But, a lot of heat gets trapped in here, and usually I really like it. But as soon as I put the camera on, I start sweating my dong off. But Dremel, they have drill presses for them. I'm just enamored by that. And they're only like $30. So I have really shaky hands. Once I dremelled through my thumb because I was trying to get, is it over here? Trying to get a hole in a thumb. Ironically, I never thought of how ironic that was. I dremelled my thumb, like through my thumb, while I was drilling a hole in a thimble, what's used to protect your thumb. Holy crap, I never really... I'm gonna be thinking about that for a while now. But, man, I used to have a drill, but I lent it to somebody and have never seen it again. But, the Dremel, I don't need much else. I do want to get some of those hollow tips. That's, I guess, what you use to drill holes in, like, shells and stuff, and glass, and all that good stuff. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so into techniques is because, like, for instance, old friend Bryce makes silencers, clip extenders, and, clip extenders, silencers, and all kinds of stuff. He's just like a machinist in general, so he makes a bunch of stuff. That's where I got all the metal shavings that I use in some of my resin pieces. And, like, he's got the ultimate setup. Hydraulic press, of course, and the lathe. And you can do so much with those two things. I mean, obviously a bunch of other stuff, but everything from, like, manufacturing to, like, arts and crafts. Or, like, busting things open. And the stuff is genuinely fun to use. And one thing, next project I want to do is, make a grinding stone, one of the bike pedaled ones. Or bike pedal grinding stone. I've been dying to have one of those. That's the thing. It's the first time I said fuck off, and that's when he went whoop, darted. There was something. Oh yeah, coffee. I'm gonna bring my phone this time. I'm gonna grab some coffee. I pretty much only drink coffee in life now. Necessary. Macintosh on the SE30. So you know? protecting this Lucy. Oh, that fan is all up. Whoop. Ow! Let me turn this on. Oh boy. There's still so much. I love this old Futre bowl I found at an antique, like a big antique show thing at the South Florida Fairgrounds. They have all different kinds of things, coin shows, gun shows, and antique shows. And you can often really score there. And that is not just an opinion. Of course. So my idea, did I tell the story of this telescope? I shall. So on Christmas, went to Walgreens near my parents' house, and there was a man sitting there with his garbage bag full of his life. So naturally, I went up and gave him a Christmas present. And I noticed he was asking, like trying to ask parents if they wanted this thing that was in the box. I didn't know what it was. And so he said, "Thank you. Do you want this by any chance?" And I said, "What is it?" It was a telescope it was a microscope, microscope. And it was brand new in a box, probably from a school or something. And I said, "Why not?" And I've had it ever since. And it is pretty dang useful. And it's pretty fun too. Ah, hello, Mr. Caucasian Sasquatch. No, actually, I'm just made a huge mess in here, so now I'm trying to, like, y'all don't know what it looks like over here. Trying to piece it back together. I make a little bit of everything, so I'm trying to make this room better suit that. So all the supplies are going to be available at all times, so I could just pick and use the desk to put it all together. So I'm trying to make this like a bead thing. This houses a lot of resin stuff because I don't know where to put it. And this is pretty neat. This is one of the glitters I use for resin pieces. I try to put in resin pieces because at least they'll stay in there for a while. And I try to make things that, you know, won't end up in a landfill. So it's in the 60s. What year is that? 1971. 70s. I was gonna use this for pencil shaving, so it's being used for ashes now. I make chalk. Got a bunch of hair things to decorate. I'm starting to get into cosplay actually, and so I've been kind of hoarding different types of plastic and foam and hair things. Please do. And actually starting with Sailor Moon costumes, I feel like they'll be the easiest. And I came up with a really good idea of bathing suits, using those bathing suit bottoms that have skirts attached and like a one-piece white bathing suit, and then adding all the bits. I could do that part, I just can't, I'm not good at sewing shape, like body shapes. All paper has to go to one place, and then rainy day I will go through it all, because there's a lot of ideas and a lot of notes and random information that is most likely still useful. Some more empty tins to use for storage. Don't know where. Let's hook up some needle. Got some clay and carving stuffs. For now. Something with copper I didn't finish. Looks like a wand or one of those things orchestras use. How goes it? Oh, hello, Mr. or person, Swiss Miss. I did not mean to assume. I can't even escape. I have too much stuff on the floor. Ooh, these are the smallest beads I've ever found in my life. They're so tiny. Oh, they're seed beads. 90% of these beads were gifted to me by an inmate who will be incarcerated for the next 30 years. So he didn't foresee himself using the supplies, so he said his aunt was more than welcome to pass it along to me. Oh, connection has timed out. Uh-oh. Is it still on? Huh. Well, maybe it's not spotted. I think it is though. Usually it is. Oh. You like my ranch? I'm just really proud of it. I have an even bigger one too. Be prepared. My friend did this pour painting and she didn't like it. She was gonna throw it away. And I couldn't have that. I always hit these walls of not knowing what to get at next. And I feel so frazzled. Do I appear frazzled? Probably. There's a connection piece. Florida. Found this fantastic old, I'm guessing, refuse bin or ice, maybe for ice. Anyway, I use it for crochet hooks and knitting needles now. Photos. This is me in middle school. Top. really do enjoy this pyramid that I made. Very simply with beads. You are your own vortex. Ooh, I'm hot. Oh yeah. So we have acid rain here. This is somebody's, I'm guessing, engagement statue. Found it on top of a garbage can in, you know, a takeaway pile. And I could not pass it up. I think that's the coolest thing. It would be cool to do like a chia treatment on this. Because I don't really know where to put it in here ever. And I always am harming myself on it. I made this basket. Okay. This is for a light, I think. A light. I was gonna bend it and spray paint it and make this kind of feel like a bird cage, put a little bird on a thing inside of it with moss and stuff, and have this hold earrings. So I like making my own jewelry stands. Like this one is just a piece of scrap wood and a little dowel, and yeah, and there's one here that's just a copper pipe. I made these like 10 years ago. That's what all those necklaces are hanging off of, is a copper pipe. I think I'm gonna change real quick though, because this dress is fun to wear, but it's also like 99% polyester, probably. Scrap bits of good paper. A belt to burn stuff into. I hear a hungry pig. Cool little leather bag. I could use this for like bone casting, but charm casting. It's just like an intuitive little divination thing. I think of them all as brain hacks, like I really do. And I'm more than happy to talk more about my views on any metaphysical process or tradition. I wish I could play music so bad. Pencils. Pencils. I can't place it. Oh, hello. I could burn some things onto this. Wood burning is really fun. Oh, here's that tube. See right here, it had a huge leak in it. UV resin, it patched it right up. And this is my favorite thing. I should put it back in my purse so I don't forget it. This is what I keep for long rides or anything. I had it at Walgreens. And what was it? And it's, you get a puzzle, you get these like little combinations, and you put the pegs, and then you have to fit all these things back, but with the pegs, so you can only put the certain color on the certain peg. I love brain teasers, and this one is actually quite fun. Cool part about my hobbies is a lot of it doesn't take electricity. And we're in Florida, so between storms and all that. Oh, this is not very breathable. Oh, yeah. I found and a bunch of beads that I forgot about, so I started sorting them. And it's stuff from projects that I recently kind of dumped into one thing. And there's all kinds of cool stuff in here. Like, this was just a scrap piece of chain, and I put it into a circle because I wanted to try to make really old looking thing. Oh, nice. Sweet. Yeah, no, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere, so it often is spotty, so I always expect it to be kind of... especially now, because it's wet season is what we call it. And that just means storms when you don't want it to, and it doesn't when you need it to. I got some trees. Oh god, I already forgot. I left the pliers on it. The hose bib rusted off and I can't get the thing off of it. It's solidified. I just used the WD-40 and I cannot for the life of me find it. And I got some trees that are desperate for water right now and I can't get them any without having to carry gallon by gallon or bucket by bucket full. And you know the plastic things that are on buckets that just fell off. So I'm gonna wrap leather around it. Because, oh my god, that wire on your bare hand is awful. I tried to make paint the other day, but it didn't go well. I even tried to make my own, like, molding set. This is it. I don't even think it tried. Nope. It did not. It looks like makeup that somebody left in a car. Where can I put you? I need this like pulled out a little bit because I need to be able to access everything. I am trying to downsize quite a lot too. Okay, idea. The string has made it with the other string. The neighbor was a paver and he had all these paving stones, so I painted one of them. I kind of want to try to hand paint. I have to make a kiln for it. Apparently it's pronounced kill. I've yet to hear somebody clarify that, but I'm not going to say it's wrong. Anyway, I want to make a kiln so I can make my own tiles. Because you kind of have to like bake, extreme bake the glaze on into them. But I think that would be a really fun project because you can make one that's just essentially a little chimney, a little smokestack. Oh, I'm hitting a wall. Oh yeah. Anybody's into Madame Xanadu. She's just one of my favorite characters. I wish they'd make a show. I think she makes an appearance in one of the cartoons. But how dope. I love circusy things or like fortune teller like themed things. Tank girl too. You can't go wrong with some tank girl. I'm on a whole Sailor Moon kick right now. I have a costume on the way. I'm gonna be what's it called? Like not necessarily reviewing, but playing through some witchy themed games that I found on Steam. And it's really hot in here. It's really cold out there. So I was like, I need a polyester Sailor Moon costume to keep me warm. She works hard for the money. I'm just out to like fulfill a few childhood dreams all at once. And I have a bunch of them. Doubt I'll ever become an archaeologist, but I could figure out something darn close. I'm gonna change real quick. I'll bring my phone. I just gotta get some dinner and Blue's Bowl real quick, and I will be right back, like 1 minute. I still have to cut a carrot, but today Blue is getting his feed. I put water in it because he's got the stiff poos. So I'm feeding it some of my Cookie Crisp, and then I'm cutting carrots and some peppers to put on top. It's so fun feeding a pig boy. This is his bowl. It is solid sterling silver. Of course, will be the best for the cutest. I found it at a yard sale for $5. I didn't even know it was solid. bad idea. Huh. It's genuinely impossible to find anything in here, I guess. Okay. I think the resin's oh. No, it's in here. Oh, oh, there's my wallet thing. That's paper. Look at these bags out of scrap fabric and scrap yarn and scrap thread as a part of my like making something out of pretty well nothing. I really like the mushroom bag though. Oh, I wish I could find what I'm looking for. Anyway, I've been seeing this style like for lighters, so I made a larger version and you pull the lid or the cap up and then it has a little drawstring with these little skull beads on it. Whoop. And go like that. I'll hold a credit card. Mmm. Oh, I found it. Yeah, I found it. Hold on. Da-da-ba-ba-bum. Ba-da-ba-bum-bum. That is a good movement. Oh yeah, fun one. Okay, so I don't know who was here for me showing off these rings. This is for Kumahimo or Kuhamimno. I always get the two. It's like Shibari Shibori. Two very different things, even though they both include knots. But see that weave? It's just from embroidery floss or any type of string. And you put like two on each four corners, and then you just keep spinning it and folding it over and over again, and it makes this really cool. And there's all kinds of knots you could do. You could do long square ones. Very versatile little thing to know. And you could do it large scale and make your own rope. It's the same technique as rope making. '60s necklace that I got at the vintage shop I worked at when I was 13 to 17. Don't know where to put it. I have a big bin of vintage jewelry, like ready to go for vending, but it's not accessible right now. I have these dishes full of shells everywhere. I found these fish bones on a Native American mound. Maybe just stay up here. Fun craft is finding these tea lights. They are usually in the metal cups, and you make sure you could, like, before you buy a bunch of them, make sure you could pull the wick out. And you can use bacon fat, all kinds of stuff to make way longer burning candles, and pretty well handmade. I guess, yeah, handmade. Oh no, wait. That fit perfectly right on. Okay, cool. Oh, more bells. This coconut is full of bells. Oh God. One of my mom's magnets. Others are angels in training. Lobster? Very cool hair clip. I have this, like, I think it's a lobster shrimp. I got it out of a gumball machine. It's the most random object, but I turned it into a hair clip. Oh, I can't use this. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do with those. This is what I've been wanting though. It's a little walnut shell. So, on the East Coast beaches here in South Florida. But as you can see, I find a lot of them. Most of these, I'd say like 97% of these are from Boynton Beach Inlet. And I organized them all. There's these things. Barnacles. Pieces of barnacles. All kinds of other stuff. These things that look like Frosted Flakes. I'll pull them out. I want to make some mermaid headbands, if you will. Frosted Flakes of the ocean. This is an interesting texture. Sure, they'll be used for something. And all these are shells with holes in it already. All of them are from the beaches here. I think this one was from the West Coast. A lot of the bigger scallop shells are from the West Coast. And it doesn't stop there. I've been trying to get to these for a while. That's what I mean. I'm trying to go through every little thing, every little box, like, of mishmash, I believe is the word. But these are nice. These are my, like, perfect ones. And then these are all my perfects, but tiny ones. And they can get quite small. Look how quaint that is. So it's really good for bottles, resin stuff. I've got quite a bunch, and there's two more of these. Like, I don't exaggerate. I really don't exaggerate. I have no need to exaggerate. I collect everything. Within reason. Here's some more. really nice orange ones. I actually used 1 part muriatic acid and 2 parts water to get them their color back. They're very nice. A bunch of these white and black ones, always a treat to find. I love white and black like together, especially in nature. It's so bizarre to find. I always loved white and black checkerboard floors. Turns out it's a Masonic thing, but I mean, they got some good decorating skills anyway, so okay. Actually, it was one of my favorite compliments ever. There used to be this French restaurant downtown Lake Worth called Le Bon Bouche, the good mouth. It means like the good taste or something like that. And the owner, the old owner, because it did switch hands at the very end, but they ruined it. The owner said you looked like a French room or like a room in a French chateau or something. I knew exactly what he meant. Because I had black and white shoes on, and I had like this Indian dress on, but it was like fuchsia, silk, hand embroidered, a bunch of like details. And yeah, so like the walls are always like dripping with details and like rich colors, and then the black and white tile. And these are all my weird ones. Like these things. You get a bunch of them and they become really neat. They look Jurassic. And these are another favorite. They're like perfect spirals. They're from the inside of like spirally shells. And stuff like barnacle covered shells. And this is all from the Florida beaches. The spiny guy. Yeah. I need to make it back there. And I got a bunch of these broken bits to tassels. To top tassels. I love it. I do have my sea glass too. I don't find much sea glass. I've had a ton of it before, but I don't find it much anymore. But I have some really rare colors. I don't know if anybody's interested in this. I haven't picked up my phone in a long time, but oh, I should have pulled that out on camera. I stepped on that. That woke me up. Hello. Oh, for instance, this is a dark blue. See? Nice dark blue. I think the other ones are too small to do that, and I don't want to blind you. Maybe, okay. Lavender, very faint lavender. And yeah, everything else is too small. But I really love this stuff. I can never find it. If anybody's still here, what kind of natural spots do you like going to? Everybody's got a natural spot, or a nature spot. A little perch to chill for a while. I think I'm making progress though, so I'm very happy. Oh, I did find a bone, and I learned that it wasn't human. I found it in a, sure it's showing this. I found it in the, what's it called? Mounds. And there's a few, like, vertebra pieces. Very old, obviously. Like, the bone is black. And I was able to, make sure it wasn't human, because human bones don't have that, like, this stuff, that spongy looking stuff going, like, down the shaft. But, this one did, so that was a animal bone. I don't know what I did with it. I might have put it in, like, a special area. Burlap. Ha! Burlap dance. Also, if anybody's here, does anybody know, I heard from a little bird that Adidas was sold to those who own Gucci. Which I don't know if I'm like stoked about that, so I could say like this shit Gucci. But I don't know. Because that makes me wonder, is this still a German brand? This doesn't go in here. Okay. Ooh, I'm making progress. Okay. Progress and productivity are two passions of mine. That's why it's so chaotic in here, because I produce a ton of stuff. This I accidentally stuffed on, of course, but as a star I made, and usually I put another layer to make it 3D, and these are the point and inlet shells. Just shells under the burlap. Keychains. I keep these little cardboard inserts for a good while because I'll use them to like put something real quick. But I'll also use them for resin because when I keep poking something, I usually use a wax pencil to pick stuff up. And it's just, it looks like a colored pencil, but the core is wax, so you can use it to pick little things up, even screws. And I have them somewhere. But I rarely do that. I'll just use the little, like, this thing, and I end up getting resin on everything. So I keep these, so I use it for resin until it's too chaotic, and then I use another one. This is all the snake skin I have left. I add it to all of my resin pieces. I'm just so stoked because it's going to be like a factory, and well, when things drying, I could be making like more resin. Oh, I'm just really stoked. I'm starting to refine all the crafts that I already enjoy doing, and that alone is going a long way into being able to be more organized and more prepared, which is incredibly important. Oh, that's cute. It's a sewing box. You put your spools here. It's got ash, sawdust, and regular dust on it. I'm gonna take that out tonight. I just wanted it out of the way right now. Because not a single inch of this place is going to be, it'll look chaotic of course because there's all these, but it'll be very specific, and things will go together, and I won't have to work in madness anymore. Organized madness. in, which is nice. I collect red and pink pens, specifically. I'll never toss anything red or pink. Which now it's every color, but I used to like drawing pictures that were all red and pink and black. Something very juicy about it. I have yet to get to use these, but they're those. I always call these paddle bits because they look like paddles. Ever since I was a kid, my dad never knew what to give me for my birthday or anything, so he'd just kind of go in the garage and give me anything that was brand new in the package. I have a few things I haven't gotten to yet. Ow! That being on one of them. These. These. This I just kept right there briefly because I had all my drawing stuff out. This I started reorganizing again recently because I'm running out of beads. I had to like pull out all of my storage and like excess stuff. Once excess is no longer. Times are getting dire. And I scooped up all the beads on OfferUp, and like a while ago, and those listings were months to years old, and just the people have lived here for so long, I guess. I don't know. Miniature anvils. These actually are the tools of Oshun, and I'm a collector of anything. I've already, I think, made that clear. But my dad found tools of Oshun, which is a orisha in the African folk tradition of Yoruba, and he was like, "Look at these old farm toys I found. These must have been like a little farm boys." And I was like, "Dad, those are the tools of Oshun." And he said, "I don't know." But he gifted them to me, and I've just had them ever since, and those are the anvils from it, because everything else is packed away very respectfully. One of the anvils didn't come with it, that's why I have them both, and I had all three stacked onto each other, because that just made me happy. I'm making good time though. Oh, I fell through a shed when I was a kid, and one went right through my. It didn't go through the top. I felt it though, like a bump, like it was life changing. I actually have a huge scar on my leg from here to here. I always have like, I'm always walking through the bushes. But anyway, I have a huge scar on my leg because I used to ride dirt bikes when I was a kid, and like the first time I rode it on sugar stands, I didn't know what I was doing, and I kind of like got on the gas to get out of the sugar stand, but it only like instantly dug me into it, and the motor was running for a while before that happened, or engine, and it melted onto my leg, and when I pulled it off, it was just like, thankfully, sounds horrible, thankfully I let, a bunch of sand got on it, sugar sand got on it, so my parents didn't really see it, so yeah. I didn't like much attention when I was a kid. Yeah, I was talking about Dante's Inferno. Oh my god, it gets so hot here. Like it gets so hot you forget about it. and you'll go out for a second, like walking to the mailbox and back, like you're not sure if you're walking back in the house or it's like a hallucination of an oasis. It's intense. It like, you can't do much in heat like that. Thankfully now, a lot of the trees went in a few years ago, and like I choose things to grow that takes very little maintenance and grows really fast. And my favorite for instant shade is chaya, also called tree spinach, Chaya, and bananas, of course, or plantains, and mulberry is excellent. And I know there's another one. But anyway, yeah, there's a few things that's like cassava. Cassava, it'll erupt and you'll have these really cool reeds and they sound really nice sounding back and forth. I want to get into growing bamboo really bad. Just like, just at that age where I just want to kick back and start a bamboo garden. You gotta have goals. If they're big or small, you just have to have them. Few of them. A lot of them. Like, goals could be like, you have a goal to make your own curry one night. Like, it doesn't have to be like scuba dive in the cenotes of Mexico. Has anybody done that though? That looks like paradise. Holy crap, that looks so fun. When I was a kid, I was obsessed. I had no idea they existed. They didn't I went to a Catholic school. They didn't teach evolution or anything like that. And it was a small, like, modern Catholic. Art was cool. The church was cool. There was, like, some cool aspects. I actually tried to join the choir because I was obsessed with that back room where the priest goes, where there's all this really dope stuff. I'm just, I'm quite reserved with my own lack of beliefs and stuff. I instead like to absorb other people's beliefs and then in my mind work out like kind of like you know, but that's why I like to study all religions and cultures avidly. And yeah, but Catholic school is just, everybody can admit I was a little backwards. No, when I went to high school, like, I knew, like, most of it, but, like, I did, a Darwin book when I was in middle school for a book report. They hated it, and then I did Mark Twain's, Letters from the Earth, and, yeah. I was telling Will how once I went and did, Anne Rice's, Pandora's Box, and I dressed like a vampire, and the principal, like, pokes her head in and is like, and she just sat there and scrubbed I put 2 dots, and I had some glow-in-the-dark vampire teeth from the dollar store. Yeah. I had a good time, though. Like, when I was in middle school, Christina gauged my ears. I mean, with my consent, of course. I was all about that life. And I came to school with nails in my ears with the argument that they were post earrings. And they said absolutely not, and the cafeteria lady cut me some coffee straws to just like, because I think her son and daughter were both gauging theirs. Maybe her daughter wasn't yet. It's a small town and a small school, or a small school in a small town. I think I'm making good time. Usually when I look at the clock, it's like 2 in the morning. Got some 80s glasses. Ooh. Oh, there. I don't like that thing. I tend to collect all kinds of props and stuff for photos. And, yeah. It's a fake leaf if I've ever seen it. So that goes in the basket of pretty, pretty plastic flowers. Stuff like this. absolutely love it. Cute little 70s music box, but I just don't know. It's very cute. Oh, here's its drawers. Can never get rid of a good tin. Some good 80s, early 90s dead stock leather earring kits. I get a kick out of dead stock. I have a very large amount of it. And to be fair, like when I go to a yard sale, I go to the box that looks like that has all the like just odds and ends from the people's place. That's where you find the treasures. Cool coins, like all kinds of stuff. I highly recommend. I prefer yard sales over thrift stores 100%. I score so hard all the time. And you get to meet your neighbors and you get to like discuss things and tell them what you're gonna do with their stuff, and then they have more of that stuff, and then you end up with a lot of stuff. I got a really nice 1970s chair and floral print, typical like earth tones. I love it. Ooh, good idea. I want to try to make fence posts with these. And what I'm thinking is drive some rebar into the soil, like, and cement it in, and then drill like a hole like that big into these, and then put this, fill with cement, put another one, fill with cement. I think it would work. It would be pretty sweet. Make some tire walls. I saved a ton of beer bottles, like hundreds of beer bottles, and soda bottles and stuff like that to try to make at least a wall, like one of those. If you look up beer bottle or glass bottle house or glass bottle hut, it's magnificent. I'm obsessed. Oh no, shut up. 3/4. So trying to think of what, because Christina went really big. I only went to 00 or 0. I can't remember which one is which. But I used to be able to like get right here. I'm back to normal though, because I never had, I was a very broke child, and so I never had the right gauges. So if I wanted to, I was always switching between like 2 drastic sizes, and then eventually I just took them out and they went right back. So I'm gonna start making plugs though. I have glass bottles that I feel like would be really cool. I've seen it done before, and I think it would be cool to, because you could put post earrings in the cork of the glass bottles. It's a bit much, but I've come to appreciate a bit much, for sure. Well, it's been mad boring lately. Nothing, I suppose. I have an undeniable talent of keeping myself occupied. I don't toot my own horn often, but I can say that I'm never bored, ever. I'm allergic to boredom. My pogs. I have an extreme. Oh, I found them. It's an extreme amount of pogs, and of course my Pokemon collection still. I just ordered a deck of Sailor Moon cards. They have cards just like Pokemon, And there's a few decks left on eBay. I want them so bad. They're still sealed. So I'm going to do an unboxing of them. I'm trying to get really into drawing, so I'm trying to like fill my brain with as much inspiration as possible. And Sailor Moon is just hitting it for me so well. It's my favorite. It was my favorite when I was a kid, but I didn't really pay attention to it or compare it to anything. And after like going gaga for like hermetic stuff and alchemical and the global language of symbolism, it's been really like fun watching it. Like I forgot who was in the movie, but Angels and Demons has horrible reviews. I had a blast watching it because there's so much, and we watched it the day that the Hadron Collider was being turned back on. Like at 3 in the morning the night before. Well, the day of, technically. I need like a Publix bag though, because when a good amount of like garbage accumulates, that's when I harvest. And I have to get this thing because this is brass, and I don't throw away brass anything. Or copper. Any metal, really. Aluminum. Actually trying to save cans now so we can melt them down. Outside, of course, in the same setup that I want to make already for tiles. It's just a chimney, and you put a long metal tube, and you could use a hair dryer to circulate the air in it. And I've seen it done. It's magnificent. It's very easy. Oh yeah, I have to get a Publix bag. I'm actually probably going to keep this stream going for a while because it's keeping me focused, but I'm going to get a Publix bag. No pressure, and no... at me like a truck. Will's out there cooking his happy little Lars, the most magnificent shrimp I've ever had. He made it last week, and thankfully only made one box because he's out there making it now. As soon as I walked out, like opened the door and walked out, so for those of you who don't know, Will is from Scotland, and he has introduced me to the most magical combination: French fries, chips, and curry sauce. Holy, so good. It is, yeah, it's really good. And that is what I just, it's very good. Intoxicating. I might look, like, I always get the same, like, eat a cheeseburger type of thing. I'm not trying to sound like, not stereotype, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, be that person. But food, we have mastered it. To be frank, we are not vegan, and we eat a lot, pretty much just fruit, because fruit is the reason why this planet is paradise. Beef and cheese. So every night we'll split a good portion of beef, and it's a nerve-wracking world these days, and never thought I'd be so like nervous about like the mundane side of life. But anyway, beef with brie, or beef with parmesan, or beef with parmesan and brie, beef and cheese. And that sounds a little weird to some, and to some that sounds like, yeah, this is what you eat. But yeah, it's night and day difference as far as like energy, like getting hungry throughout the day. Carbs are really just filler. And I do love rice, I love pasta, and I love making it, but simplified a lot of things, diet-wise, and I don't know. I got a gorgeous state to see. I've lived in Florida, I'm born and raised here in Florida, and I've been here my whole life, and I've never been to the Keys and stuff like that. It has nothing to do with, yes it does, because it's very simple to bring food anywhere. You just need a grill, which a half a oil drum works for me. And I don't know, it's nice. We have an old jacuzzi that I want to start not only growing water chestnuts in, but maybe even like some form of filter feeder, like an oyster or something. It'd be cool to find a pearl in it, but that's not the point. I'm not going to be injecting crap into oysters like German scientist. But I am German scientist, obviously. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm like wasted on one bite of curry chips. I highly recommend, if your grocery store has like an international section, if you're in the US, try to find McDonald's with 2N, McDonald's curry sauce. It's just a curry packet. Cup of water, or a cup of chicken stock with like a splash of water. It's really special. I don't exaggerate. Oh yeah. Fun fact also, I bought this at an antique sale. It's quite dirty right now. I pulled it out of the garage because it has, again, shoes that I'm going to repair, because it's not easy finding shoes that I like. And it's my goal really to learn how to repair anything, which the dynamic is perfect, because Will can repair anything tech-wise, and I can repair anything, like, inanimate object-wise. trend. I want to start making costumes. Like any kind of costume. Belly dancing costumes. Any kind of costume. Cosplay. Oh, Sailor Moon. I can't stop thinking about those Korean ships. I think I'm actually going to... I'm kind of walking in circles in here anyway. I need a break from it. I need a fresh set of eyes, as in walk out there for like a half hour, eat some curry chips, forget any of this exists, and come back like, oh, okay. And yeah, highly recommend. So yeah, we're gonna have some curry shrimp with potato fries and curry sauce and broccoli. So yeah, I do like vegetables. Still eat a ton of vegetables and fruit because I just genuinely like it. I really like plants, and that includes eating them. And eating them often. Outside, I'm always eating. Spanish needle is a good one to look up. It's called Spanish needle, Bidens or Bidens alba, and Bidensalba. And you know, it could be up to $20 a pound in some parts of the world, and it grows like weed all over North America. And the flowers are 100% edible, and they're nice and peppery, kind of like a lemon pepper. And if you could name a more perfect way to get local native pollen in your diet, especially those with allergies, you know, or just make sure it's not by the highway or where any like toxic spills happened or anything like that. And the greens are also edible. The older leaves are kind of dry and fibrous, but the young leaves are perfect. And scrambled eggs, just about everything. Purslane is another one that's good. And like I said, chia, the tree spinach. And I mean, I guess no, Spanish needle goes everywhere. And I'm sure in West Virginia you have dandelion. Maybe. Because I know we don't. We do. That's one of the #1 edible weeds that I always wanted to try and cook with and make tea with and pick a ton of the flowers to dry and the leaves, because we don't have it here. Every now and then a dandelion will pop up, and it's the most scraggly, saddest plant you've ever seen that they try. Yeah, well, thank y'all for joining me. And like Green Dean here on YouTube and eattheweeds.com says, toodles. Check him out. He is one of the most like beneficial humans on the internet. And he's still going at it. He's been going at it for a while. And Eat the Weeds, he documents edible weeds, edible medicinal and historical weeds, worldwide really, but really, really good for especially Floridians and North Americans in general. And yeah, it's just methods of preparation, like your itemizing list to like check off everything, if the leaves are furry, if it's like the type of like if the leaves are like directly across from each other or like a spiral pattern or like a ladder. If the stem is square, on Spanish needle you'll notice the stem is square, and it's really neat. If there's any reason to go look for some Spanish needle in your yard or like on the side of a highway, is to look at the stem. It's literally square. I get a kick out of all that highly. But yeah, thank you, and check out Green Dean. He's a hoot, and most of the episodes he'll cook the edible greens too, and fruits, veg. One thing I really want to find is Stachys floridana. It's called Florida Betony, Betony, and it's a tuber, or an edible tuber, right? Tuber of corn. I think it's a tuber, and it looks like larva. And you could pickle them. They're really crunchy. I've always wanted to try one. I have yet to find one, and they grow just like as a weed, and they're like a pest. Like people remove it from their gardens. I would not ever think about doing something like that. Okay. I also keep a lot of the Spanish needle in the yard because it's Florida's third pollinator food. Yeah, that's important. Okay. Thank you all. Happy trails. Check out Green Dan. He's the best. Literally, it's really like there's Jordan Maxwell for like the inside of your mind, and then there's Green Dean of Eat the Weeds for like the outside where your like peepers are connected to, because like we need to eat, and when you like start to see food and edible stuff everywhere, kind of grubs. Come on, it's just land shrimp. Ooh, I'm pretty into entomophagy, to be frank.